Yeah, it's your boy Q for the dub, man. You know what I'm saying? We back with another one. It's a reaction video. We going. Dad discovers daughter-in-law is his son's killer. Sheesh. Let's get started.
Man, we're gonna have to get him on this cot, okay?
All right, ma'am. We need to secure these people here.
This is 41-year-old Tyrone Hassel Jr. Just minutes earlier, his son was found mysteriously shot dead in the driveway of his home.
You know who he is?
My son, it's Tyrone Hassel III.
Tyrone Hassel III.
Tragically, this happened while his son, Sergeant Tyrone Hassel III, was home for the holidays at his father's house, spending New Year's Eve with his wife and their child.
Damn. He was spending New Year's Eve and died on New Year's Eve. Fuck, bro.
His wife, Kamaya, was the one who first found Tyrone outside the house.
Hey, back up! Whoa. No.
She immediately called police and was clearly panicked and extremely distressed.
I need help. My husband was shot.
At first, officers thought the tragedy was the result of a robbery or a case of mistaken identity.
This may be a robbery.
But they would be horribly wrong. What Tyrone Hassel Jr. didn't know yet was that his daughter-in-law, Kamaya, was hiding a dark secret that would ruin the family's life. As the
Jeez.
investigation continued, detectives would uncover a toxic relationship and a twisted conspiracy, with Kamaya at the very center of it all.
No, he just brought us something to eat.
Okay.
So we sit on the couch eating, and then I just heard gunshots.
If I tell you that this guy, who I think did it to my son, ain't a black person, would y'all treat him the same way?
Absolutely.
Nigga lying. They just gonna tell you what you want to hear to calm you down, bro.
911, what's the address of the emergency? 911.
I need help. My husband.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
I need help. I need help. My husband was shot. I need help.
Okay, where are you at, ma'am?
I'm at Colfax Avenue.
Colfax?
Yes, please.
Is this a house and apartment?
What is the house?
Okay, and tell me exactly what happened.
I know my husband bought us some food, and he left out, and me and my son were eating, and I just heard gunshots. And I put my son in the room, and I came outside, and my husband was on the ground.
Okay, stay on the line with me here. Okay? Okay, ma'am. Where's your husband's outside? Okay, stay on the line with me. Ma'am, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath for me, okay? How many shots did you hear, ma'am? Ma'am? Hello?
Hey, Sarge, can you get some tape and secure this for me? Yep.
At the scene, officers immediately found the victim slumped against a full-size pickup truck. He had serious injuries, multiple gunshot wounds, and heavy bleeding, but he was still breathing at the time.
Let me know. We gotta get him on there, guys.
Jeez, bro.
Man, we're gonna have to get him on this cot, okay?
The fact that he was still breathing, he
I know,
a soldier.
Let me get in there, ma'am, okay? Let us get in there, hon, okay? Let us get in there. That way. Ready? Follow him with the sheet.
Damn, that's tragic.
Get these people back.
Word spreads quickly in a small community, so family members and neighbors were all on the scene within minutes.
I'm gonna be honest, it does not look good.
Oh, no.
I know this is messed up. We gotta get you guys out of here so we can secure this scene, okay? We gotta collect some evidence and find out what the hell's going on here, okay?
Come out here with us.
Come on out here with us. I know, man. We got it, but we gotta get you out here a second, okay? We'll talk to you in a minute. Do you live here, bud?
I live here.
Okay.
My grandson is probably in there by himself.
Okay, we'll go. I'll go take care of that for you if he is.
He's
We'll get you
one.
in. Okay, we'll get you in there, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Kamaya and Tyrone's young son, just over a year old, was still in the residence. Officers conducted a search to make sure the child hadn't been harmed in any way.
Yeah, let's go. Where'd the lady go here? Let's go clear this house real quick. There might be a baby. Yeah, they're shell casings, guys. Just be careful. Okay, buddy. Okay, come here, buddy. I won't hurt you. Okay, I'm gonna take you to Daddy. Come on. I got you, bud. Come on. Okay. Shut up.
After locating the child, in the emotional and intense scene, paramedics were simultaneously working on the victim. His wife was trying to get into the ambulance to go with her husband.
Hey, back up! Whoa, 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 whoa. No. What happened? You grab the tape for the ambulance, get out the job.
With Kamaya clearly distressed and more people gathering at the scene, officers had to balance two things at once. While paramedics were working to save Tyrone, police also needed to secure the area, collect evidence, and make sure no one accidentally tampered with anything. As one officer tried to calm Kamaya down, he also began asking her some questions, since she was the one who had first found Tyrone and called the police.
Do you have any idea what happened here?
No, he just brought us something to eat.
Okay.
So we sit on the couch eating, and then I just heard gunshots. And I ran to put my son in the room, and I came outside, and he was laying on the cart.
Okay, how many gunshots did you hear?
I don't know. I just heard a lot.
Okay. All right, so as far as you know, he went to get some food.
No, the food was here. He brought us the food.
From where?
From our cousin's house.
Okay.
They have food at the house.
So when the food was outside? Like he stepped outside to get the food?
No, the food was in the house. He was leaving.
Okay.
Me and my son were sitting on the couch eating.
Tyrone returned to the house just after 11 p.m. After going inside and bringing food to his family, he stepped back outside. That's when his wife heard gunshots coming from the side of the house near the driveway. She ran outside and found her husband lying next to his pickup truck in the driveway, badly injured and suffering from multiple gunshot wounds.
Who's this guy that's shot in the head?
My husband.
In the head?
Yes.
Okay. What's his name?
Tyrone Hassel. Just heard.
The story of how Tyrone met his wife goes back about 5 years before this tragedy. Tyrone was starting his second year of college when he decided to join the Army. In 2015, he met Kamaya while they were both serving in the military and stationed at Fort Carson. Their relationship moved fast and quickly became serious. Things became even more serious when Kamaya found out she was pregnant. At the time of Sergeant Hassel's murder, Kamaya, who was 22 years old, and Sergeant Hassel were on block leave from Fort Stewart. Kamaya was working as a truck driver, and Sergeant Hassel was serving as a wheel mechanic. At that point, police didn't allow Tyrone Hassel Jr. or Kamaya to leave the scene. They were dealing with a lot of unanswered questions and a killer still on the loose who needed to be found as quickly as possible.
Was he beefing with somebody here? I mean, do you have any idea how this happened?
I'm not sure.
I mean, this is
You're not
serious,
sure.
Okay. I don't know what his condition is, but it does not look good. Okay. So, if you know something,
I don't think he was beefing with anybody.
now's the time. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he was beefing with anybody. He was just at his friend's house. He was at the family's house, and then he came here.
He told me a long time ago, Daddy, if I go to jail, somebody frame me. My son walked a straight line his entire life.
After speaking with people close to him, police learned that Tyrone
man.
didn't have any known enemies, nothing that would explain something like this. They then began carefully processing the scene. There was blood on the truck and blood across the driveway. Multiple shell casings were also found, scattered around where Tyrone had fallen.
There's one, two, three.
And then number 4 is right there.
The first thing police suspected was that this may have been a robbery gone wrong. But Sergeant Hassel still had his money, his phone, and his car keys on him, so that possibility was quickly ruled out.
You see that bullet hole in the garage? Simply due to the fact that all these casings are here, and there's a hole right there, which is obviously
blood on it. That looks like somebody that was probably helping drag him out.
right. So, Ron, what I'm thinking is, I mean, there's brain matter there, so he was shot point blank range.
Oh yeah.
So somebody had to be laying in wait for his ass.
Yeah.
Because he was shot right here.
Casings and
Let's pause that, bro. Like, I hate when police talk like that, bro. That shit really pisses me off, bro. Like, if it was a white man that was laid on the ground dead, he would have never said wait for his ass. Like, never would have came out of his mouth. I promise you. That shit right there just irks me, bro. Get this shit back going. Come on now.
He might have been coming out getting the truck, and
No, he was. He was coming out to leave again.
somebody.
And his keys are right there.
And the fact that the bullet holes there means that the shooter was over on
Right.
the side and in the casings.
Right.
We got a bullet right there.
By looking at how the shooting happened, the shots hitting Tyrone in the head, face, neck, and shoulders, it was clear this was a personal attack, not a random act of violence. Detectives also noticed that some rounds went into the garage, which showed that the shooter was positioned behind him while Tyrone was standing at the doorway of his truck. One of the first leads detectives got was that Tyrone had gone to Walmart the night of the murder to buy ammunition. The rounds he bought were 9mm, the same type used in his shooting. This raised an important question. Why was he buying ammo, and was it for self-defense? Without wasting any time, the detectives went to Walmart to collect all the security footage from that night. The Walmart footage clearly shows that he ran into 2 other people while he was there. Maybe there was some sort of feud with these customers, but it's not something the police couldn't track. Now, they're working to identify these 2 individuals to see if there's any connection between them and the shooting that happened just a few hours later. Around 3:30 p.m. the next day, police returned to Tyrone Hassel Jr.'s home. They showed him screenshots taken from the Walmart surveillance video, hoping he might recognize the 2 people Tyrone had interacted with.
Last night when he went to Walmart, he was with a few guys, and there's a little bit of confusion. That's him there, right? You can't really tell who those guys are here. This guy here, you know them too?
I don't.
No?
This one kind of looks familiar, but I can't even make it out.
Yeah. Those photos are printed on paper and they're blurry. That's the car those 2 were driving.
They was in a different car.
In that car, yeah. They drove separate from him, but they checked out and hung out with him in the store. And here's
Take a picture of it.
Yeah.
Oh, fresh, man. I know how it is dealing with a murder case.
Yeah, and this is one of them. It's really a true whodunit. You know, I mean, you don't. Tyrone doesn't know. I mean, he doesn't have any beef, so we gotta know who's upset with him, and right now we don't have that.
Before he left for the military, do you remember him having any beef with anybody? No arguments, nothing. Somebody hold a grudge for a long time.
That was even before he went to school, man. He went to school.
Yeah.
And the person didn't. He probably took off that way, but he didn't come from that way.
Yeah.
He came from this way. There's a bullet hole in my garage and my fence.
Yeah. So at some point they were definitely shooting that way.
All the shells was in the same spot.
Yeah.
I seen it. I mean, I couldn't come past the tape, but I was looking.
And I can't say with 100% certainty, but it sounds like when Tyrone was on the ground, they shot him again. I can't say 100% that's what happened, but
So why would you bring it up, dickhead? That shit has nothing to do with what the fuck he's talking about.
Situation, you don't usually get two rounds in the head.
I wonder if he knows something.
Hold on, never mind. That was what? They put 2 rounds in his head? What the fuck?
23-year-old active military member dead.
Through the investigation,
So
detectives
fucked up,
conducted
bro.
interviews and eventually learned that the 2 men Tyrone had interacted with at Walmart were just his high school friends with no connection to the shooting. With no clear motive or useful leads, the police were still at the very beginning of their investigation. It didn't take long for the next lead to come directly from Tyrone Hassel Jr. himself. He started going through social media, carefully reviewing posts on Facebook to see if anything could point to who might be responsible for the crime. When he came across something that seemed suspicious, he immediately went to the police department to report it.
If I tell you that this guy, who I think did it to my son, ain't a black person, that he's not a black person, would y'all treat him the same way?
Absolutely.
I think I think I know who did this to my son.
He believed the killer might have actually been looking for Tyrone's stepbrother, who at the time was dealing with some personal conflicts with other people. Because of that, police considered the possibility that this was a targeted hit meant for the stepbrother, a case of mistaken identity that tragically ended with Tyrone being killed instead.
That's the first screenshot.
Oh, that's what you're thinking?
Now, you know
Yep.
my stepson.
Yeah.
He's into a bunch of
Oh, and we know.
Police interviewed Tyrone's stepbrother and took his statement, then followed up by speaking with other witnesses connected to him. They pushed this lead as far as they could, and it took about a week to interview everyone involved. But once again, it went nowhere. As the investigation continued, the evidence police gathered made one thing clear: the stepbrother was not involved. There was no indication that he or anyone he had issues with
It's
played
going
any
back
role
to
in
the.
shooting.
It's going back to
On top
the
of that,
girl,
his appearance was very
his
different.
wife.
He had long dreadlocks down to his shoulders, making a case of mistaken identity with Tyrone highly unlikely. In cases like this, when police don't have an initial suspect, they're forced to follow every possible lead. After that, police began receiving a large number of tips from the community. In several of those tips, callers said Tyrone had been seen in the roller rink area, where he was involved in a verbal confrontation with another person. Detectives then located Tyrone's friend, Dylan. They brought him to the police station to talk in more detail about what had happened and see if it could be connected to the shooting.
What did you see there?
We got there, and we see him, I'm speaking, he just give us an odd look, and then, like, Tyrone cut out early.
So this drama dude was on Apple Street too?
Yeah.
Wherever that was?
Yeah, and he just, like, give off this vibe.
He mentioned that there had been a verbal altercation with a guy known by the street name Drama. Investigators decided to follow up on that lead to see if it had any connection to Tyrone's murder. They also brought in 2 other friends for interviews, hoping to get a clearer picture of what really happened.
So the reason I'm here, you were at the roller rink Sunday night with Ty. So did you see anything happen out there that looked funny or anything like that? Because one of the guys that was with you saw him and Drama have like some kind of like a gaze, maybe a glare type thing that happened.
No, I didn't. I didn't see anything.
No.
Majority of the time he was there, he was just skating.
Did you see where Drama was at all? Did you know who I'm talking about?
I didn't see it. I know him by the name of Drama, but
Do you?
I didn't see him.
Okay. This is just one of the many leads. We've got a couple different names getting thrown out there, and Drama was one of them.
hope this thing comes to a head and they find out what's going on, because
Yep.
it's weird because you don't have random gunshot type stuff happening
No.
on Colfax.
Oh, no.
Dead end after dead end. The process of
They
chasing
said
leads
the
that go
non-
nowhere can be
But earlier, remember, bruh brought the 9mm bullets and them the shells they found.
exhausting for investigators.
They ain't find no.
But what detectives still didn't know was that one of those tips would eventually become the key to solving the case. The person responsible had been right there the whole time, standing close to the family and the police, appearing to grieve along with everyone else. A revelation that would soon shock the entire community. Through the investigation, a resident came forward and reported something unusual. On the night of the murder, they noticed a vehicle backed into a driveway at a residence. That detail ended up giving detectives one of their first major clues.
Hey, Walt, how are you?
Hungry as ever.
Hungry as ever?
Yeah.
Hi. We had, not bad. We've had better days in St. Joe Township.
Yes.
We've had a shooting over there, and Frank said you saw a vehicle parked over here?
He parked right in Brown's driveway, backed in.
Okay.
The reason I know all this, I was in my bedroom watching TV and I had the shades open.
Uh-huh.
I could see everything that goes on.
Mm-hmm.
He got out of it. Well, first of all,
About what time was this?
9:30, 10.
Okay.
Somewhere around there, right? Anyway, first time he was there, and then he left, come back about 15, 20 minutes later. But when he come back, Yeah, I'd bet money on it. He was doing 50 miles an hour going up.
50?
At least. And he turned around up there to that, turned his lights off, backed into the driveway, waited there for a while. He knew I was watching, I think. But anyway, he stepped out of his car, got back in. A couple of seconds later, he got out again, completely, and started walking. And I watched him, and he went and turned left.
Okay.
And I just add two and two together. He has something to do with it.
Okay. Did you hear anything?
When I was in bed, yeah.
Okay, what'd you hear?
Gunshots.
Okay. Then after that, did you see anything?
No, I was in, like I say, I was in bed. And I heard, it woke me up.
Okay. So
the vehicle was described as a black four-door car that had backed into the driveway of a vacant house that was listed for sale. Detectives were able to get a license plate reader hit on that vehicle, tracking it as it passed through Illinois toll booths captured on surveillance cameras. That plate came back to someone in the U.S. military, serving in the same battalion as Sergeant Tyrone Hassel III. The owner was identified as Jeremy Cuellar, a member of the same squad as Tyrone. Using the license plate data, investigators were able to place his vehicle near the scene of the crime on the day of the shooting. For the first time, the investigation was starting to show real progress, and police finally had a name. Before detectives spoke directly with Jeremy, they immediately contacted investigators at Fort Stewart working with the U.S. Army. Army investigators began going through the platoons connected to the case and interviewed several service members. One of them was Sergeant Bacon. He had personal first-hand knowledge of Jeremy Cuellar and Kamaya Hassel, information that would quickly become critical to the case.
So when y'all would hang out, what would y'all typically do?
Talk and drink and just chill out the room.
Okay. So any relationships between any of those people in that group going on?
I mean, in Korea, I knew Quay Haskell messed around, and that was it.
All right. Tell me what you know about that.
I seen them together and messed around, and then was it like, you know, everybody had their own little battle with Korea. You know?
So when you say messing around, what are you getting at with that? Because obviously, you know, everybody's got different.
Oh yeah, like sexually.
I'll help you with that. So they were all in Korea, and that's where it started. He and the girl had a relationship going on, and that the guy that died had said something to him, so they had words, and then he had threatened him.
The relationship between Jeremy and Tyrone's wife turns out to be a crucial piece of the puzzle. It adds real weight to the motive and helps explain why certain things may have happened. Once Kamaya's name comes into the picture, police have no choice but to focus on her next. A turn in the case that would shock, but detectives still need the full story. Was Kamaya being stalked by Jeremy, with him becoming obsessed and ultimately deciding to eliminate what he saw as his rival? Or was she actually part of it, aware of what was going to happen and involved from the start?
I want to hear this part.
When did you guys become romantic? You guys seen each other while he was in Michigan? Now listen, did you see him while you're in Michigan? Because they're going to take your phone apart. When they take your phone apart, it's all there. So what I want to say is, before they do that, I want you to be honest with me.
I've worked the same amount of hours that he worked, and I still have to come home and do everything for the baby.
I agree, that's not fair.
And it's like the reason why the relationship and a bond was built between me and Jeremy is because he will always tell me, you know, you don't have to worry about that. When me and you get together, I'll make sure you have your breaks. I'll do this for the baby. I'll do that. And it just made me really feel like that all of that was going to happen.
The first striking thing about Kamaya in the interview was,
so even though you knew the baby was not the light-skinned nigga's baby, it made you happy that he said he'd take care of that for you when you got the dude there for you. Hopefully, it sounds like they really ain't have a good relationship. That's what it sounds like. Sound like they both sneaking around.
how cold and calculated she was. Definitely not normal for an average person. You could even say she manipulated Jeremy into pulling the trigger. What's clear, though, is that she was a much more active participant part of the plan from the start, with Jeremy following through on her instructions.
So, when we were in Korea, I can't really pinpoint exactly when it was. Me and Ty had this big argument, and then, I came back into the building, and I was talking to Jeremy. I'm like, man, I don't want to be with him no more. Like, I'm tired of this, I don't want to deal with no more. And he was like, so why y'all still together? And I was like, we have a
Yeah, they
child.
didn't have a good
Even if
relationship.
I talked to him about divorce, he probably wouldn't even, do it with me. And he was like, I can handle that. And I was like, what do you mean by that? He was like, I can handle it. I get that guy, I get a girl, blah, blah, blah. Well, it just started to progress.
Why didn't you do it in Korea?
No, it was just planned in Korea. It wasn't to be done in Korea. It was just planned in Korea when we got back to the States. But I didn't take it serious because even though
stop. Now listen, this is where you and I stay straight. Because you didn't take it serious because you knew he was out there that night.
Well, yeah.
With a gun. So were you guys talking because they're going to get your correspondent every day?
He would be like, what's today looking like? And I'd be like, well, he's out cutting hair. And he'd be like, okay, well, we'll be up there in a few hours. And then he'll come up here and scope out and see if he'll come home by himself or if he wouldn't. And then we would try to take the opportunity.
Shawty really was a part of all this shit.
And then that's when he came.
So you called him and said, well, hold on. He's coming back to bring food.
Yeah, I said that he was coming back to bring us something to eat.
No, he just brought us something to eat. So we sit on the couch eating, and then I just heard gunshots.
But why would you just divorce him?
I talked to him about it, and he didn't want to.
You put your needs, your wants above somebody's life?
I did.
Often suspects won't say much to the police, but when
That's
she confessed
crazy.
during the interrogation, almost everything she talked about was about herself, how things affected her, why it had to be done, and how calculated it all was.
Had to be done is crazy.
About as responsible as Jeremy is. I mean, would you say this is a 50-50 you guys were on this?
Yeah. Because I knew all about it, and like I said, I probably could have stopped it, but the reason that I didn't, because I felt like he would, be mad at me or...
And not love you anymore?
Yeah. Because I just felt like I wasn't getting that love at home like I wanted to.
Without a
That's
doubt,
cool. So you
she's
kill
one
him.
of the
That makes
coldest
sense.
people you could ever come across in any true crime story. At the same time, the
Not
Army's
kill him, but
Criminal
get him killed.
Investigation Division in Georgia brought Jeremy in for an interview, coordinated with local law enforcement. Both interviews were conducted at the same time, making sure Jeremy and Kamaya had no
This
chance
hoe
to
ass
communicate
nigga.
with each other.
You've probably seen or heard on TV shows, you have the right to remain silent. You have a right
Trying to
to
goddamn take somebody else's girl in life.
What time do you wish to have a lawyer?
Like, is it that hard? You could just go out there and
Exactly the opposite.
find you another girl, have a baby with, bro.
He invoked his right to remain silent, and at that point, the
They're
interview
crazy.
had to be ended. During the investigation, the mounting evidence against Kamaya was overwhelming. Her confession made it clear this was a planned and premeditated act, and that Jeremy had come up from Illinois to carry out the homicide. Kamaya wanted her husband dead because she felt he wasn't taking care of her properly. She believed she was overburdened and had too much
crazy.
responsibility. Her narcissistic traits became even more apparent during one police interview when she was asked if Sergeant Hassel had life insurance. She casually mentioned she would receive $400,000 from the Army after his death. The financial motive was clearly a factor in the crime, but what really happened that night was that Tyrone was actually bringing food back for her and their 1-year-old son when the hit occurred. Kamaya was at least as involved, if not more so, than Jeremy. He was just happy to be the one pulling the trigger. In the end, Kamaya was arrested for first-degree premeditated murder. On August 29, 2019, about 8 months after Tyrone's killing, she was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. She would never see freedom again. Jeremy also pleaded guilty to second-degree murder on July 30th, 2019, and was sentenced to 65 years in prison. With his earliest eligibility
his ass is
for parole
gone.
at age 90, it's extremely unlikely he will ever get out. He
He
later
not.
tried to withdraw his plea, but the Michigan Supreme Court refused to hear his case in 2021.
How you doing, sir?
I'm all right. Under the circumstances.
Man, she wanted me to do it, man. Like, and I ain't gonna lie, I wanted her. You know what I'm saying? And she knew what she was doing. She wanted the money. So I don't know what that's crazy. That's crazy. Honestly, I was blind. Like I was blinded. You know, I thought that was love. You know what I'm saying?
I was just wondering if she talked to you about that afterwards.
I mean, yeah, she did. Matter of fact, she did. She was like, yeah, like, you know, he died in my arms. And she was saying she was sad about it. And I'm like, then why'd you have me do it then? Like, you know what I'm saying? But she was just like, you know, it's cool. Like, I could tell by the way you look, man, you want me to burn in hell, sir. And I understand that. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I really hope you can forgive me. You know what I'm saying? I know it's gonna take forever, or you might not. But you know, I really hope you can.
True enough, you killed my son, but I don't think. I know I'm looking at somebody that had a twisted mind at one point. You know, you seemed like a good cat. And I hate the situation had to happen, especially I hate it had to happen to my son. I'm never going. The only thing I could do is visit him in the grave.
It's crazy, bro. Pops is real. Now that story right there was kind of crazy. That was kind of wild. I ain't gonna lie. All right, man. It's your boy. Keep for the dub. I'm gone. Wow.